Hello and welcome to the Top Tenor Show. I'm Liv.
And I'm James. Here on the Top Tenors, we share and create our personal top 10s across all avenues of gaming.
We've debated and analyzed each other's picks to create the ultimate top 10 list. At the end, we'll tally up our picks to see who comes out victorious with more choices on the final list.
Our topic today is top 10 GameCube games. Let's dive into our list and see if your favorite made it. Kicking off our list, at the number 10 spot, we have Cubivore Survival of the Fittest. This game hit the scene in 2002 and was one of the wackiest titles ever on the GameCube. This charming title takes you to the world of Cubivore, where Beast, known as the Killer Cubivore, reigns supreme with his cronies as they gorge on the essence of the land, also known as wilderness, and they've caused the world to decay and Beasts to become more scarce. As the protagonist, you take on the role to become the king of all Cubivores, and you do this through a very clever gameplay loop of mutating through lifetime lapse and your many generations of offspring. Once you have achieved a certain number of mutations, you can challenge the killer Cubivore. This game is wacky, it's action-packed, and it's full of fun that you can only experience on the GameCube.
Number 9 on our list is Pokemon Colosseum, which was released in 2004. This game was praised as it was the first true 3D role-playing installment in the Pokemon series. Back in the day, I had the GameCube console skin for the game. In story mode, you play as Wes, who rescues Shadow Pokemon, which are Pokemon who had their hearts darkened by Team Cypher. Unlike most Pokemon games, Colosseum does not have random encounters when traversing the world. Therefore, you rescue these Shadow Pokemon by stealing them from other Pokemon trainers in the game. If you're not interested in story mode, that's okay. There are other game modes for you to play where you can battle against your friends in a quick battle or a tournament. Pokemon Colosseum was selected for this list as it was different from other Pokemon games in the past. At number 8, we've selected Donkey Konga. Remember that rhythm game on the GameCube that had bongos? That's this gem. Donkey Konga released in 2004. This was one of my favorite games growing up. Sometimes I would play the bongos without playing the game itself. I'm sure my parents really appreciated that. You can play the bongos to the tune of several songs, but this game also has mini-games. Bash K Rool, Banana Juggle, and 100-meter vine climb. Utilize the bongos for something other than playing the typical songs. As this was a unique rhythm game exclusive to the GameCube, we had to include it on our list.
I haven't played this game. However, I truly hope the DK rap is among the songs available because that's the best Donkey Kong song there is.
Don't worry, it's on the track list.
At our number 7 spot, we have Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. This charming, up to 4-player co-op action RPG burst onto the scene in 2004 and was the first of a series of games in the Crystal Chronicles universe. This action RPG can be enjoyed by up to 4 people, as I said, and as you find yourself traversing the world, gathering fuel for crystals so you and your friends can protect the world's cities from the destructive miasma. This game took full advantage of the co-op capabilities of the GameCube by being linked to Game Boy Advances, connected via the link cable, allowing up to 4 players again to dive in. This action RPG delivered on all fronts, and more often than not, you and your friends got lost for hours in the frenetic combat and journey to protect the cities. I can speak to this firsthand. I spent an entire weekend barely leaving my room. Thanks, GameCube. If you really want to enjoy some classic couch co-op, look no further than Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles.
Number 6 on our list is one of my favorite games of all time, Mario Baseball. Mario Baseball released in 2005. Some sports games are very serious, but Mario Baseball is extremely silly. Each player on your team has a variety of different skills. I used Peach's Heart Ball to obscure where the pitch was thrown to regularly strike out my opponents. As a batter, I loved Yoshi's Egg Swing, so the ball would bounce around confusing the defense, which wreaked havoc in the outfield. I used all these power-ups to my advantage, and one time I beat my sister so badly in this game that her parents took away the game as a punishment. It's not my fault I was really good at Mario Baseball. It took a little convincing on my end to get this game on our list, but I wouldn't let James exclude Mario Baseball from it, since it's a core memory from my childhood.
Taking our number 5 spot is Eternal Darkness Sanity's Requiem. This action-adventure game with a huge twist, released in 2002 to critical success. This game has you follow the story of several characters over 2 millennia as you take on an ancient evil seeking to enslave humanity. The game is played from a third-person perspective over 2 phases. One has you using the various characters to explore chapters and progress the game. The other has you exploring the mansion kind of in an intermission style in order to find more items and chapters to progress the story. Sounds easy enough, right? Well, it would be if it wasn't for that twist I mentioned. That twist is the sanity meter. You must monitor it throughout the game, otherwise peculiar events begin to happen. As your sanity meter lowers, you're going to find yourself seeing floating heads, hearing unsettling noises, and even entering unrealistic rooms and finding out you never left your previous room. The game will even break the 4th wall, showing you to be continued promotions for a sequel and simulating errors on your console or TV. If you want a one-of-a-kind experience that will literally mess with your mind, look no further than this unique game.
At number 4 on our list, we've selected Mario Party 4. This game was released in 2002. Mario Party 4 is my favorite Mario Party game of all time. This game had some of the best maps, like Boo's Haunted Bash and Toad's Midway Madness, as well as some of my favorite minigames. At sleepovers with my friends, we would play the minigame mode for hours. Some of my favorite minigames from Mario Party 4 are Free Throw, Order Up, and Book Squirm. I dare you to challenge me at one of those minigames. Mario Party 4 is arguably one of the best Mario Party games of all time, so that's why we had to include it on our top 10 list of GameCube games.
Leaving Mario in the dust, our number 3 game, Tales of Symphonia, which released in 2004, was an amazing action RPG that hooked you from start to finish. This game sees you playing as Lloyd, the overly brash protagonist, as you help the Chosen, Colette, save the world of Sylvarant, which is on the verge of collapse due to a mana shortage. The story will take you on a grand adventure as you uncover the secrets behind the Chosen and the various factions vying for power in the world. This story still holds up to this day, so if you are a fan of a grand narrative, look no further than here. Where the game truly shines is its combat system. Tales of Symphonia, like Tales games before it, uses the multi-linear motion battle system, which allows up to 4 party members to fight. The combat is fast-paced, and the variety of combos and techniques to be learned are near limitless. This title was initially a GameCube exclusive, which is why it made the list, but thankfully, over the years, it has been remastered and released on various consoles, including the current generation today. If you're a fan of JRPGs, this is not one to sleep on.
Just outside of the number 1 spot is Super Smash Bros. Melee, which was released in 2001. This game was extremely unique compared to the other fighting games at the time. Every time you are hit, your percentage goes up, which represents the kickback the character will experience. Once the percentage reaches a certain threshold, just one more hit can send a player flying across the map. This system replaces the typical health bar you see in most fighting games. Super Smash Bros. Melee is the number 1 best-selling game on the GameCube. Others have tried to replicate the style and the success of this game, but haven't been able to. With this smash hit, we couldn't leave Super Smash Bros. Melee off our list.
Team Donkey Kong all day when it comes to a Smash game.
My character of choice was always Kirby.
Finally, that brings us to the number 1 spot on our list, and that goes to Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. This exceptional game captivates players with its immersive storytelling, strategic gameplay, and memorable characters. The game's narrative is rich and engaging, following the journey of Ike, a young mercenary who's become embroiled in a continent-wide conflict. The plot is filled with political intrigue, personal growth, and moral dilemmas, keeping players invested in the outcome of the story. The strategic gameplay in Path of Radiance is honestly where the game truly shines, though. Players must carefully plan their moves on a grid-based battlefield, considering factors such as terrain, unit strength and weaknesses, and the ever-present permadeath feature. Don't get too attached, because they might die. The game strikes a perfect balance between accessibility and depth, allowing both newcomers and series veterans to enjoy the tactical challenges it presents. The variety of classes, weapons, and skills further add to the strategic depth, providing endless possibilities for customization and experimentation. Honestly, another standout aspect of Path of Radiance is its memorable cast of characters. Each unit has their own unique personality, backstory, motivations, making them feel like real individuals rather than mere game pieces. The support conversations between characters offer deeper insights into their relationships and personal growth, fostering a sense of attachment and investment in their well-being. The game's excellent writing and voice acting bring these characters to life, making them truly memorable and endearing. Overall, Fire Emblem Path of Radiance is an amazing game that excels in its storytelling, strategic gameplay, and character development. It is a must-have and must-play for fans of the series, and a great entry point for newcomers. With its engaging narrative, challenging battles, and memorable cast, I can't even speak because I'm gushing over this game. Path of Radiance is our top pick this week. Let's tally this up. Pokemon Coliseum was our only joint pick this week, as our lists were amazingly different. This week I had 5 picks that made the list, and Liv had 4. I promised I'd pull out all the stops, and guess what? I did, and I secured the W. What do you have to say about that?
You got lucky this time, don't worry. I will rise again.
That does it for this week's episode of the Top 10er Show. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our show. Tune in next time for the top 10 list of video game villains. Mwahaha.